Mythical creatures. Phoenix. According to Egyptian legends, the phoenix is a sacred firebird of mythical nature. Phoenixes usually live on the mountains of China, India, and Egypt, generally only in Asia. Depending on the species of phoenix, they can live from 1461 years to 594 years. They are male birds with beautiful fire and gold feathers. The phoenix is an immortal bird. The life cycle of a phoenix ends with them building a nest made of golden brown silk that emits brilliant light. Then they spontaneously combust in this nest, and a new baby bird is born. The phoenix can carry objects of great mass. Their tears have a magical effect in healing wounds. The phoenix's song has a magical effect in encouraging the courage of pure hearts in the face of evil. The phoenix's feathers are used as extremely effective weapons. The phoenix also has very sharp claws, which can hurt many people at the same time. They can be compared to the front claws of the griffin. The phoenix is a pure creature. They only eat fruits and leaves in the forest when the sun rises because the leaves still have dewdrops at night. Minotaur. Bullman, an extremely ferocious creature with a very scary hammer, living in the labyrinth on the island of Crete. Legends about the Minotaur are often associated with Theseus of Athens. The Minotaur is often a symbol of chaos, power, a pitiful mascot born from the hatred and jealousy of the gods, a blind hybrid between Queen Pasiphae of King Minos of Crete, a white bull. So the ferocious and brutal Minotaur always lived in hatred and was finally killed by Theseus while sleeping. The name Minotaur is often given to horses, dogs, airplanes, warships in the hope of gaining its power. Mermaids. The Song of the Mermaids. In the legend of the gods of ancient Greece, Odyssey, on his journey back to his homeland after the great battle in Troy, passed through a dangerous sea. And there our great hero was almost seduced by the mermaids, with stunning beauty and passionate voices enough to enchant people and cause many sailors to lose their lives here. That is a myth, but in fact, since ancient times, sailors often told each other stories about distant seas where there were mermaids, beautiful girls with fishtails. But for sailors, mermaids are bad omens and, as they say, they lure ships into crashing into rocks. And this is one of those stories. They often wandered at sea for many days. They were very tired, almost exhausted and hungry. Their eyes were dizzy in the midst of the waves. Suddenly, something approached their boat, gently flicked its fishtail, and gently swam away, as if inviting them. One of the sailors believed that hidden under the shimmering water was the face of a very beautiful girl, smiling, and he did not hesitate to chase after her, despite the objections of everyone on the boat. With his swimming ability, although he was very tired, he still quickly caught up with the girl because she seemed to swim quite slowly. But strangely, when looking closely, it did not seem to be a human face, and the sailor could only scream in amazement and extreme fear. Fenrir, the giant wolf in Norse mythology. Fenrir, or Fenrisulfur, is a wolf, the son of Loki, originally a giant but with a normal human body, a henchman of Thor, the god of thunder, with extraordinary power, and Angerboda, a giantess. During the Ragnarok War, the end of the world in Norse mythology occurred after the death of the god of light Balder. The great god Odin, the leader of the gods, was swallowed by the wolf Fenrir, but it was also killed by one of Odin's sons, Vidar. Fenrir had two children, Hati Hrodvitnissen and Skull. Skull is a wolf who chases Arvaker and Alsvidr, the two horses pulling the sun chariot, and tries to eat them, while Hati Hrodvitnissen chases Mani, the moon god, to be able to control Fenrir with a thin chain made of silk from the dwarves, made from things like cat's footsteps, women's beards, stone roots, fish breath, bear's nerve, birds' saliva. The god of war sacrificed his right arm after a trick on Fenrir. People often describe Fenrir like this. When he speaks, his mouth and nose touch the blue sky and his chin touches the ground. His feet are big with sharp claws. His tail is big and strong. Cerberus, the three-headed dog. In Greek mythology, Cerberus or Kerberos. Greek Kerberos. Kerberos or Cerberus is the three-headed hound of Hades with a snake's tail and is the guardian of the gates of Hades. There are also other guardians of Hades, such as Orthus, its two-headed brother. Cerberus guards the gates of Hades and ensures that only the souls of the dead can enter, and prevents anyone from leaving. He is the second son after Chimera and Hydra. He was born of Echidna and Typhon. In the depths of Hades, he still has a desire to have a human head. That proves that Cerberus has many human qualities, not just a beast. Cerberus has appeared quite a few times, usually in stories about rescuing gods or superheroes. Some characteristics. Hercules captures Cerberus, one of his 12 laborers. Orpheus used his music to put Cerberus to sleep. Hermes put him to sleep by sprinkling him with water from the river Lethe. In Roman mythology, the witch Cumae put Cerberus to sleep by giving Aeneas cakes in exchange for a license to enter the underworld. In Roman mythology, Psyche also put Cerberus to sleep by poisoning the cakes. Pegasus, the flying horse. According to Greek mythology, the first horse was created by the sea god Poseidon, and the first king of Athens, named Erichthonius, was the first to use a chariot. Therefore, the king and this four-horse chariot were raised to the sky to become the constellation Auriga, which means the immortal charioteer. The chariots of the sun, god Phoebus, the earth king Pluto, and the goddess Aurora were also pulled by famous teams of horses. In particular, the horse of the champion Hercules, named Arion, was created by Neptune by stabbing the ground with a trident. The horse Arion had human legs, spoke human language, and ran very fast. The Neptune also gave the knight Achilles a precious horse named Bios. The Neptune had the special talent of creating rare and strange hybrid horses, such as the hippocampus breed, with a body like a dragon or fish, but only two front legs. Although the horses mentioned above are very famous, they cannot be compared to the legend of the horse god Pegasus, or the character with a human head and a horse body, Centaurus, and especially the story of the wooden horse of Troy, told by the writer Virgil in his masterpiece Aeneid. Pegasus, a horse with wings like an eagle, is the son of the sea god Poseidon and Medusa. When Medusa was beheaded by the hero Perseus, the blood from her neck spurted out to form the horse Pegasus. As soon as he was born, Pegasus stomped his feet down Mount Helicon, creating the Hippocrene stream that inspired poetry. When he grew up, Pegasus became an unruly horse that no one could control. At that time, the monster Chimera, with a lion's head and a dragon's body breathing fire, was ravaging the Lycia region. When the king was looking for talented people to help the people, The knight Bellerophon, a prince of Corinth, came to ask to kill the monster and was accepted, but he still had not found a worthy warhorse. Following the instructions of a magician, before setting out, Bellerophon went to pray at the temple of the goddess Minerva, also known as Athena. At night, the goddess appeared in a dream, gave him a golden bridle, and showed Bellerophon where the divine horse was drinking water by a stream. When Pegasus saw the golden reins, he showed his submission, and obediently let Bellerophon put them around his neck. Then Pegasus and Bellerophon flew up into the clouds to where Chimera was rampaging, and beheaded the monster. Together with Pegasus, Bellerophon also killed many other monsters, including the Amazons. With consecutive victories, Bellerophon became arrogant, considered himself a god, and urged Pegasus to fly to Mount Olympus to demand to live with the gods. Pegasus saw that Bellerophon was too arrogant and threw him to the ground. Without a divine horse, Bellerophon later became a homeless wanderer, hated by the gods, while Pegasus stayed in the stables on Mount Olympus, was loved by Zeus, and given to Eos. Griffin. The eagle-headed lion next is a monster that appeared in the classic Japanese series Doraemon as a close friend of Nobita, and was ridden by Doraemon, and in Harry Potter it is the symbol of Gryffindor. The myth of Griffin originated from the Middle East. This animal was found in the paintings, statues, and frescoes of the Babylonians, Assyrians, and Persians. It was born around 3,000 years BC, during the time of the ancient Egyptian pharaohs, and later became the guardian god of the Minoans. India is considered the territory of Griffin. The Indians worshipped and carved the image of lion claws and eagle claws on drinking cups. Like the white unicorn, and other deities, the claws of the griffin are considered magical. If the unicorn horn is considered an elixir, the claws of the griffin are used to detect toxins in drinking water. This belief has no evidence, so it has been considered a legend. Griffin, considered a bird of prey, also nests on steep rocky mountains. However, griffin eggs are made of stone, and the nest is made of gold, from the gold mines in the mountains that he finds. This is the reason why griffins are so attractive to hunters, so griffins are forced to always be careful to protect their nests. Their instinct is to smell where the gold is buried, and their instinct also teaches them to fight to the end to protect those places. Griffins are in Greek mythology, neighbors of the Arctic people, and belong to Zeus. They collect gold from the Arimaspi stream, the land of the one-eyed Cyclops. Pomponius Mela writes about the primitive land, saying, "Griffins are a species of wild beasts that are fierce and daring. They have a special love for gold. They search everywhere in the ground, organize guards, and do not spare anyone who touches them." The griffin's characteristic is gold, the wealth of the eastern sun god. They also arrange gold in rows near their nests, as if teasing greedy gold hunters. The Romans used the image of the griffin in decoration until the Christian era, when the griffin motif was formed. According to ancient Christian iconography, the griffin represents Satan and the devil, but in the time of Christ, because it is based on both sacred and earthly characteristics, the griffin is the king of both the earth and the sky, both noble and majestic. The griffin is also the killer of the serpent and basilisks, two other mythological spirits, who embody evil, so he has the merit of protecting mankind. Not to mention that the griffin has a divine spirit that uses very magical intelligence and strength. In medieval architecture, the griffin is used as a gargoyle, a stone statue. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. If you find this content interesting, don't forget to leave a comment to share your thoughts. Please like the video to support us. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next interesting videos. See you again in the next post.